NTA International News.
President Muhammadu Buhari reaffirms commitment to continue his administration's anti-graft war. Government condemns extrajudicial killing of a Nigerian in South Africa. Civil society organizations in Borno State commend federal government and the military for recapturing Sambisa forest. Hello there, it's good to have you join us on the news on NTA International. I am Shegun Lawale, and compliments of the season. President Muhammadu Buhari says his administration has no regret whatsoever as regards the decisive steps being taken against those who abuse trusts and embarrass the country through unpatriotic activities. Speaking to the editorial board of the Guards Brigade's Scorpion magazine, the president was particularly alarmed by the acts of corruption perpetrated in the military before he came to power, thereby compromising national security and stability.
To me, somebody who used to wear uniform was a disgrace. There's some rebel developed in Nigeria after the civil war to take 14 out of 774 local governments in the country. And the rest of the military is just sitting there, helpless. That was why I don't think the government is harsh on the military who are found to be wanting. I do not regret how hard the government is being on those officers that became materialistic at the expense of the loyalty to the service people and to the country. We just started.
Full text of the interview highlighting President Buhari's speech, experiences in the military, public life and governance comes up at 8:05 this Monday night.
To be wanting, I do not regret.
Officers and men of the Nigerian Armed Forces have been commended for their efforts in the fight against terrorism in the northeast, which led to the recapturing of Sambisa Forest from Boko Haram insurgents in Borno.
Presenting MMC at the State House of Assembly and other stakeholders expressed happiness over the successes recorded by the Nigerian Army, particularly the present leadership of the military. Responding, Garrison Commander 7th Division of the Nigerian Army, Brigadier General Jibril Muhammad, thanked them, saying the gesture will propel the troops to do more in the fight against terrorism.
Nigerian Army or Nigerian Armed Forces in general is for Nigerians. It is a sad development that we have to fight our own brothers. But by the grace of God, this rascality will soon come to an end finally, and it will never happen again.
A special Jumat prayer was held at the Central Mosque of Maiduguri, led by the Chief Imam of Borno, Zamnalesu Ibrahim Ahmad, to thank the Almighty for the restoration of peace. It was equally a moment of celebration as the civil society organizations, together with church members, thanked the Almighty for the successes recorded by the gallant troops in the war against terrorism in the northeast. In Maiduguri, Naomi Aboku, NTA News.
In the meantime, Borno State government says it is determined to reconstruct all communities destroyed by Boko Haram insurgents in the state. The state deputy governor, Usman Maman Dokwa, stated these while assessing renovation and reconstruction of projects in the southern parts of the state. Yugum Subuka completes the story.
The towns and villages visited by the Deputy Governor of Borno State to assess the progress of work on renovation and reconstruction of destroyed structures and buildings by the insurgents include Shafa and Azare in Hau, Burial and Jorogol in Bayo, and Burate in the local government areas of Borno State. Projects inspected are primary health care facilities, primary and secondary schools under reconstruction, and boreholes, among others. Deputy Governor Usman Mamandukwa, who was accompanied on the assessment visit by other state executive council members, also distributed more building materials procured by Borno state government to victims of insurgency in destroyed communities yet to commence reconstruction. During the visit, the entourage called on emirs of Biu, Umar Mustafa Aliyu, and that of Shani, Muhammadu Nasir Milafia. In Maiduguri, Yagum Subukar, NTA News.
As a follow-up to the decision of the federal government to temporarily shut down operations at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, for repairs on the runway and the taxiways of the airport, the Minister of State for Aviation, Hadi Sirika, is to engage stakeholders in the industry on issues arising from the proposed closure. In a statement in Abuja, the Stakeholders Forum will afford the Minister the opportunity to officially inform the sector players of the decision and also brief them on efforts being made to ensure that the use of the Kaduna International Airport as an alternative during the 6-week closure of the Abuja airport is seamless and itch-free. Sirika will emphasize that the forum is in line with government belief in ventilating people's opinions, in formulating and executing policies. Further said that the stakeholders who have been invited for the meeting on Thursday will also be expected to make their contributions and key into the plans to make their operations during the period less problematic. He said government is aware of the likely high level of discomfort and inconvenience the proposed closure of the airport will cause air travelers, airline operators, and other service providers, but explained that the decision was informed by safety and security concerns, saying that government would rather lose billions of dollars in revenue than risk lives. Millennium Park, Abuja, witnessed a large turnout of fund seekers as federal government declared a Monday public holiday. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday reports.
From all areas of the Federal Capital Territory, holidaymakers and fun seekers converged on the park to relax and catch some fun with various groups forming clusters.
Irrespective of what is happening, we just have to make ourselves happy. So we thank God because we are alive today to see the new year. And that's the most important thing.
Some of the fun seekers attributed the large turnout to the level of peace the nation is enjoying, unlike what it used to be in the past, and their resilience not to succumb to the power of economic recession.
We are Nigerians, we are tough people, so we can actually go through tough times. And 2017, Nigeria should expect a greater Nigerian, a greater unity, a greater peace.
I also know that there is security in this place. Like in the time past, you cannot come around this place because of the activities of this insurgent we had there.
All the stress in the country, everybody still come together to enjoy themselves. We thank God for 2016 and we hope for an amazing 2017.
The children also used the opportunity to bond with one another. This family came from different locations to celebrate together.
Once in a while, you just have to put things behind you and be happy. You know, that's what we are doing.
And they said, Adebola, Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
Now, apart from Nigeria's current development plan, a deliberate synergy between all segments of the society is key in making Nigeria great again. Guests on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria who made this submission also believe that youth must be given the opportunity to contribute to nation building. Aisha Ubali reports.
The issues of justice and equity, fairness, the education system and consistency in values were among those cited as cardinal in the rebuilding process for Nigeria. The discussion, which centered on how Nigeria can be great, also drummed up the need for Nigeria to go back to the drawing board. This is to help harness neglected areas that were the mainstay of the economy.
Why are you not open to encourage people? I'm not saying when they bring it, take it. Test it. If it works, you can develop. If Nigerian can produce the medicine for stroke, as the professor told me, do you know how much money you can make for medicine for stroke, which the white man does not have? Today they don't have the money for stroke. But suppose you can prove that some people have the medicine for stroke. How will your economy be affected? Are you not developing?
And primary thing is that we have a generation of unemployed young people who don't believe in the future of their country because they don't have wealth, they don't have health, they don't have security. We need to first focus on providing that functional wealthy country for them. If we don't do that and we keep focused on everything else, this will never change.
Do we apply justice in all we do? Now, do people get things by merit? Once people begin to feel that this country does not have equitable distribution of resources to everybody, they begin to hit back at the system.
Just before, when I was the Chief of Defense Staff of Nigeria, I was made to head a committee to revive defense cooperation industry in Kaduna. And the machines that were there were those that came around independence. We went out to those countries that manufactured these machines, and we found we couldn't get spare parts. We then sat as a committee and looked inward. And honestly, it opened my eye that this country is talented with a lot of innovative and knowledgeable people.
Among other suggestions by the guest is the need to build strong institutions where professionalism counts. They agreed that greatness is a choice for any nation, including Nigeria, and can be actualized by common national goals achieved through committed action rather than rhetorics. In Abuja, Aisha Uba Ali, NTA News.
Since the government stopped sponsoring pilgrims to the Holy Land, the Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission has intensified its sensitization drive to encourage self and corporate sponsorship. During the just concluded 2016 exercise, correspondent Makut Simon Macham caught up with a mother whose children packaged a surprise birthday gift for her to the Holy Land.
Mrs. Modupe Olajode, a caterer based in Ibadan, Oyo State, has been a widow for over 22 years. Her husband died and left her to fend for 7 children whom she has labored to train up to the university level. Ahead of her 60th birthday, her children decided to make one of her dreams come true by sponsoring her for the 2016 Christian pilgrimage to Israel.
I thank God. I give God the glory for giving me the opportunity to be in the Holy Land. It's a surprise something to me because my children just told me that they are going to surprise me on my sister's birthday. It's until when I got to the plane, the surprise is too much. I can't express it.
What has this visit meant?
What this visit means to me is that what I've read in the Bible, I see the truth. That what I'm reading in the Bible is true. I've seen the fact that everything is life. All what we have been reading in the Bible about Jesus, about the apostle, about all the prophets is real.
Her daughter Temutupe, who was assigned to accompany her for the pilgrimage, says for them as children and the grandchildren, this is one of the few things they can do to appreciate her.
When you're looking for mothers, my mom is a true mother. She's a mother who would do anything for her children. We slept on the streets, we slept in garages, we slept in our shops. She raised us amidst the sweet and the bitter part of life, and she gave us the true value of life. She made us value life so much.
This is one of the sponsorship initiatives the Executive Secretary of the Commission, To Uja, says will be encouraged as the Commission plans for better outing in the future.
We have drawn a 2-year program that includes specialized pilgrimages for specialized groups. We have a pilgrimage for women, a pilgrimage for youth, a pilgrimage for farmers, a pilgrimage for Christian and church leaders, a pilgrimage for traditional rulers, and also a pilgrimage for families, and that will be at Christmas.
I am Makut Simon Macham, NTA News.
This is the news on NTA International, reaching you from Abuja, the nation's capital. The news continues in a moment. Stay with us.
Change is here and it's going to stay. Change begins with you. Oh yeah,
International news. Africa as it is.
Welcome back. The immediate past national president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Pastor Ayo Orisha-Jafo, has urged Nigerians to use the New Year celebration to contribute towards national development. Pastor Orisha-Jafo stated this while empowering 78 Nigerians under the aegis of World of Life Bible Church Poverty Alleviation Program. Items won in a raffle drawn include a Hyundai car, tricycles, sewing and grinding machines, as well as other poverty alleviation equipment. Pastor Orisha-Jafo says citizens have a big role to play in the quest for Nigeria to regain its economic fortune.
The church actually has no choice but to always reach out to the poor, reach out to the underprivileged, the needy, those who are out there who need help. We must keep hope alive. Nigerians must never lose faith in God.
The church also celebrated the season with the children where gifts were presented to them.
Thousands of them are here today, and the whole essence of it is to show them the love of Christ.
Beneficiaries expressed appreciation to the church for the gesture, promising to use the equipment judiciously. Now for happenings in the business world, let's join Muplan Dakok on business segment.
Hello there, compliments of the season, and thank you for joining us. The federal government has extended the execution of the 1.58 trillion naira capital component of the 2016 budget to the end of March 2017. In a statement, the Accountant General of the Federation, Ahmed Idris, said while the implementation of recurrent budget ended on December 31, 2016, the capital component would be allowed to go on until the end of March 2017. For a summary of what is happening in some economies across the globe, the Democratic Republic of Congo's central bank has pegged its expected gross domestic product (GDP) to grow by 2.9% in 2017, up from 2.5% in 2016. Rwanda's economy grew by 5.2% in the third quarter of 2016, less than the 5.4%.
Nabiriere urged the South African government to ensure that justice prevails by carrying out investigation and bring the culprit to book. Over now to Uche Inwizo for stories trending in other parts of the globe.
Vice President of Equatorial Guinea, Obiang Nguema, has gone on trial in absentia in France on charges of corruption after he failed to stop the landmark case. Obiang, who is the president's son, is accused of buying a mansion and sports cars in France with a fortune amassed from the oil-rich country's public fund. The trial is the first since France started investigating African leaders accused of illegally acquiring wealth and stashing them in Europe. In another development, authorities in the Gambia have shut down a popular radio station which criticizes long-serving ruler Yahya Jammeh. Head of the country's press union said intelligence agents ordered the closure without reasons. This is the first sign of crackdown on the media since President Jammeh rejected defeat in the December 1 poll. From Somalia's capital comes a report that at least 3 people were killed when a suicide attacker set off a car bomb at a checkpoint outside the main base of an African Union peacekeeping force. The police said there was no immediate claim of responsibility, but that Islamist Al-Shabaab militants who want to topple the Western-backed government have carried out similar attacks in the past. The reports say the death toll was likely to increase. Similarly, in Baghdad, about 35 people were reportedly killed in a suicide car bomb attack on a busy square. 61 other people were injured by the blast in the predominantly Shia Muslim Eastern District. Afterwards, another car bomb exploded in the car park of the nearby Al-Kindi Hospital, killing 3 people. Uche Nwizu, NTA News.
And our sports. Nigerian sports administrators plot landmark achievements in 2017 as tennis stars intensify preparations for the new season. Kene Magbodike is our guide on sports update.
Sports administrators in the country have vowed to leave no stone unturned in their bid to ensure that the nation achieves success in the 2017 calendar year. Those who spoke to NTA Sport in Abuja, however, maintain that enabling environment is needed in order to meet the target.
We are going to move forward, well, let me say radically, towards ensuring that everybody gets his own rights, everybody knows his own responsibility. Policies of government should be very, very clear on this issue.
It's the athletes. They really need the money for them to prepare very well and need all the support they can have for them to be able to succeed. So I think if you do that, there'll be less complaint in 2017.
Manchester United manager Jose Mourinho has